Hello, I'm Corporal Sean Vinson, and welcome to On the Beat, brought to you by the men and women of the Baltimore County Police Department. Today's program brings you the latest information on public safety issues in our community and police department operations. Today, we will interview Detective Robert Reason. Detective Reason will give us some information and advice on keeping our homes and our belongings safe during the upcoming summer months. Next, we will take a flight with the Baltimore County Police Department's aviation unit. Hope that you enjoy the show.
On the beat. On the beat.
According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, there is a clear seasonal pattern revealing that the number of household burglaries and larcenies increased during the summer months when compared to the rest of the year. No one wants to experience the sense of anger, fear, and loss that occurs when being the victim of a burglary. We all must be proactive in ensuring that our homes are as secure as possible. Don't become a target, and don't allow these thieves to have easy access to your valuables. Here with us today to discuss some crime prevention tips in the warm summer months is Detective Robert Reason. Detective Reason, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and the first question I want to ask is, as far as preventing burglaries as much as possible, what's some advice that you want to give us as far as securing our windows and our doors?
Well, on top of securing your windows and doors, I would also say make sure your garage doors stay closed and locked, including back doors and sliding glass doors. Try to ensure that your front door has a peephole so you can see people coming and going. Always make sure that if you are going out of town and you're going to leave, notify a neighbor, possibly give a neighbor a key or a family member in case something were to happen. Also, put your mail on hold. You don't want your mail piling up in front of your door. It's kind of a direct signal to burglars that no one's home.
Okay, and what if I'm outside doing yard work, if I'm in the front yard or the backyard? What's some good advice that I should do if I'm doing this?
Well, if you're doing yard work or something around you outside of your home, a good idea would be to, although you're there, make sure you keep your garage door and your doors closed. You don't want anybody to come in your home while you're not paying attention per se.
So even if I'm in the backyard, there's a possibility that the house could be burglarized if I leave the front garage or the front door open?
Absolutely.
Okay, interesting. And how about as far as some devices that we could put in our windows that help them make more secure, things such as pins? Can you talk about that?
Yes, you can use pin locks, which would make it quite difficult for somebody to open your window. You could also use a Charlie bar, which essentially is just something as simple as a broomstick that you can use and put in the space on your sliding glass door, so if somebody were to attempt to open it, they can't. It blocks that door from sliding.
Interesting. And how about you could use a dowel or any other type of thing in the windows and prevent those from being opened? Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
interesting. Okay, and you had already talked about if I go away on vacation of some time. You said some good ideas if I'm going to be away for an extended period of time, contacting a neighbor or anything. If a neighbor sees anything suspicious, what should they do?
If a neighbor sees anything suspicious, immediately call 911. But also, contact you so you are aware of what's occurring around your home.
Okay, and then what should I do? How could I stop the mail coming to the house?
Well, a lot of times you can contact directly via phone or in person your local post office and just let them know the dates that you'll be leaving and when you'll arrive back. And they can start that mail up directly when you come back. Actually, now in the day and age, you can take care of it online, actually.
Okay, great. And then how about if I'm getting a newspaper delivered every day or my mail?
Yeah, same thing if you get your newspaper delivered. You could contact the newspaper company and ask them to put a hold on it, but also just notify your neighbor, which is a little bit easier daily. Just pick up your newspaper and just hold on to it for you so it doesn't pile up in your front door.
Okay. And are security alarms a good idea?
Yes, security alarms are a great idea. The best alarm, though, is an alarm that is monitored. There's no point in having an alarm if no one hears it or no police are able to respond.
Okay. And then how about the video systems, cameras now that you can buy that put on the outside or the inside of houses, doorbell cameras? What's some advice you can give us as far as those systems?
The doorbell cameras are great. They all pretty much offer identical features. Just do some shopping around and try to find which is best for you. But also try to find one where you can monitor it on your phone, one that has a speaker. So if somebody rings your doorbell, you can speak to them, or if somebody's there trying to break into your home, you can also speak to them, which would startle them, I'm sure.
Okay. And do these systems that provide video, do they help us in a criminal investigation?
Yes, they are great in a criminal investigation. A lot of times when things happen, such as cars being broken into, your home being burglarized, it's not just you. Occasionally it is other neighbors in your neighborhood. And with those video cameras, we're able to a lot of times identify the suspects, other suspects that we didn't know were involved, and even vehicles that may have been used or taken in the process.
Interesting. And you had kind of said that neighbors may have video. That's an investigative technique that we use in the department now when we're looking at a crime that happened?
Yes, that is an investigative technique that is used by all levels of investigations, by patrol officers, detectives, and others alike.
So if I have a camera, it may benefit my neighbors as well as my own property.
Yes, if you have a video camera in your home and let's just say your neighbor's home does get broken into, a lot of times hopefully that video will show photos of the suspect, of a vehicle they may use, which will allow us to get a tag number, track the owner down and do some investigative research to identify the suspect, get your property, and also if we can catch the suspect and to prevent them from coming back later and burglarizing your home.
Okay. And then some of these security companies, they'll have where you put a sign out in your front yard or can put stickers on the windows. Is it a good advice to have those signs up, or is there some reason I shouldn't have the signs up?
I think it is definitely a good thing to have those signs up. You know, we are all definitely aware that sometimes it can be a little pricey to have monitoring. So in the meantime, until you're able to get it, it's good to have those signs out front of your home and even on your windows. It's a great deterrent.
Okay.
A burglar will be more likely. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right. I apologize. And if, unfortunately, if my property is stolen, is there a good way that I should be able to track my property, such as having serial numbers or having property engraved? Can you talk about that a little bit? Yes.
A lot of property these days, especially electronics, have serial numbers. They also have devices such as iPhones where you can track your stolen property. If you have things such as watches and other valuables, you can actually take those to have those engraved, and you can document and keep in a safe place, preferably a safe. Description of it, a photograph preferably if you can, and those serial numbers that correlate to the stolen property. So in the event that it is stolen, your home is burglarized, an officer can check pawn shops and other police databases in order to try to find your property.
Okay. And can you talk about some of the landscaping or lighting that I should have in and outside of my house?
Yes. Most homes have lights at the front and the rear of the home. Sometimes we've seen where the lighting does not work. So always make sure that your light bulbs are working. If you can put floodlights on the rear and the front of your home, even the sides, if you have space on the sides of your home, that's also a great deterrent. It lights it up very, very well, and no burglar wants to get seen. So yes, that's a great deterrent.
Okay. And then how about trees or bushes and shrubs that I have around the house? What's some advice you can give as far as that?
Just make sure that the trees and shrubbery are cut down to where it's visible when you're able to pull up home or you're leaving home. Shrubbery and trees that are overgrown are a great hiding place for burglars. Also, another tactic is if you're leaving home and you're going on vacation, try to avoid posting on social media where you're going, when you're coming back. especially if your profile is public. That's kind of a dead giveaway to anybody who wants to burglarize your home.
Okay. And then how about as far as leaving in front of our homes, small children are always running in and out of the house, leaving bikes laying out, toys laying out, or other valuables if I'm doing yard work. Should I leave those valuables laying out and around the yard?
Actually, no, you shouldn't. You should secure those inside your home or shed if you have to, and make sure you lock those, because those are very easy targets for someone who wants to steal your bike, your children's toys, or other valuable tools and things that you use for yard work.
Okay. And how about valuables that I might have inside my car or around my car? How should I keep those secure?
Keep those secure by making sure you always lock your doors to your vehicle. Also, don't leave keys for other vehicles in the vehicles that you park in front of your home. Try to avoid placing your keys on hooks near your doors or on tables near your doors. A lot of times people do that, and it's kind of easy for someone to simply open your door, grab a key, and take your vehicle.
Have we seen an issue with garage door openers being inside cars?
We have seen an issue with that. A lot of people leave them on the visors, which I would say if you do leave it in your vehicle, leave it in your glove compartment and lock your glove compartment, but preferably take it inside your house with your keys when you go in.
Okay. And what if somebody breaks into my car and has access to the garage opener, what issue could that lead to?
If someone gets a hold of your garage door opener, they essentially have free range of your home. They can open it and close it and come and go as they please. They could also, after they burglarize your home, they could take it with them. And if they choose to come back and you haven't changed that code or changed the garage door opener, they have access to come back into the home. If that does occur, to prevent someone from coming in, always lock the interior garage door to your home.
Okay. And I know many of the cars that we recover stolen have the keys in them. What's the issue that we see with people leaving their keys inside their car?
A lot of people leave their keys inside their vehicle because they have wives or children who are old enough to drive. They may lock their keys in their vehicle and they want to have it readily available. But we also see people during the summer months where it's hot outside, they want to come outside, they don't want to get into a hot vehicle. They leave their windows cracked, they leave their keys in their vehicle because they feel it's safe. They don't really see an issue with it. It's better to get an automatic starter for your vehicle. Leave your air conditioning on, so when you press that button in the morning, it keeps that window cool.
Okay. And unfortunately in the county, it kind of changed directions a little bit. We've unfortunately seen some people get victimized by some scams that we've had in the area. Let's talk about some of those scams that we've seen. I know I've gotten calls, I'm sure you've been familiar with them, that people that say that the IRS is coming to lock me up right away. I know I paid my taxes mostly on time. And is the IRS going to come and arrest me if I'm late in paying my taxes or if I haven't done my tax return yet?
Well, yes, during this time of year, we do get a lot of calls for scams and fraud involving the IRS. One thing to note is that the IRS will always correspond with you via email. I'm sorry, not via email, via mail. They will never call you and tell you that you owe them money over the phone. They will never call you and tell you they have a warrant for your arrest over the phone.
Okay. All right. And then some home repair scams. If somebody shows up at my house and they want to fix my roof or they want to do a driveway repair, what should I be aware of, or what should I be watching out for if it's a home improvement type of person showing up at my front door?
Well, if you're unsure whether they are actually there for what they say they are, or even if they work for a company in general, a good thing is to watch out for their vehicle. Note what kind of vehicle they have, note tag numbers if you feel suspicious about it. Check with your neighbors to see if they have used this company before. See if there's any decals on the vehicle indicating it does work for a company. It's perfectly okay to say, no, not right now, but could I have some information and I'll contact you later. And you can do your own research, whether it be on Google, you can call the company directly. If it's nearby, you can drive there and actually see the company and speak to someone there. Which generally makes a lot of people feel more comfortable.
Okay. And what advice would you give me if I get an email that came from out of the country that says all I have to do is send some money and then I'm going to get my share of a lottery?
Well, one thing I always say about that is you never get something for nothing. Nobody's going to send you any money for free. especially from out of the country. Be very wary of anything saying, if you send me this, I'll send you more money than what you offer, and then you just pay me back later. Be aware of the green dot card scams. And if you are anytime leery about it, you can always, again, go on Google. You can research any information that they give you, or just call your local police precinct and ask about it. And a lot of times the desk officers, any officers who can respond, should be able to help you out and tell you more information.
Okay. You had mentioned the green dot card scam. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, a lot of times the green dot card scam is essentially you'll be asked to put money on a card, a green dot card. You will give that card to a person and they'll promise to give you more money than what you put on a card in return. And one of the big things about that is you can't really track a green dot card. But essentially, anytime somebody offers you more money for something than what you're giving them or a service, just be a little bit wary of it.
Okay. Thank you for that information, and thank you again for being on the show today, Detective Reason.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, absolutely. If you want more information about how you can avoid being victimized, please visit the Baltimore County Police Department's website under the Crime Prevention page. You can gain information on obtaining a home security survey and learn about neighborhood watches in your neighborhood. Next on the show, we will visit the Baltimore County Police Department's Aviation Unit.